Welcome everyone. It is Tuesday's MUTV group chat. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us, and it's great to have you with us. The lads are here as ever: Maisie, Wes, Danny, and Ben Thornley. Guys, how you doing? You all right?
Good morning.
Good, Stu.
We had a really good reaction to Andy Cole's appearance on the show yesterday. Let me just go through a couple of the emails and messages that came in after that. This one actually from Joseph, who's in New Jersey, saying, these past 6 weeks have been nothing short of incredible, unforgettable, comparable to the day I fell in love with United in '99, day in and day out. You guys outdo yourself in making our days with the group chat. I hope this continues even after this catastrophe we're going through. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to do these chats for us. I got $1 for whoever came up with this idea. I think it was probably me, but thank you for that, mate. Thanks for the emails from Susan and from Sarah and from James, who all said similar things. We appreciate the fact that you're enjoying the show. It's great to have you with us. On YouTube, about Cole again. Cole is an absolute legend. That's 100% fact. This one, which is suspicious, it says the streets won't forget the York and Coke partnership. Suspicious about that one, but definitely it should be York and Cole. This one, I absolutely loved Andy Cole when I was growing up. Legend of our club. Sad hearing about his illness. Stay strong and safe. Plenty of people saying that. And also, it's amazing to hear stories like this. Younger players being looked after by senior players who they idolise. We need more players like Cole in the dressing room. We've got a lot of amazing talents coming through the academy. They need leaders. And he also says, can't wait to see Berba, the man with the coolest first touch ever. Well, let's bring him in. What a guest we do have today. One of the most skillful strikers we've seen at Old Trafford, more than 50 goals, 149 appearances, a couple of Premier Leagues, and the only man since 1946 to score a hat-trick against Liverpool, Dimitar Berbatov. How are you, mate?
Me, hello.
Celebrating already. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, how we are? Oh, we are the same, in the same. I told you before, 52 days in my home now, which is not a pleasant thing, but at least more time with the kids, with the family, and that's the positive thing. Other than that, I hope that soon we can go back to normal.
So you're actually back in Bulgaria?
I am back home in Bulgaria, yes.
How badly have you been hit there? Obviously, it's been a disaster here. How badly have you been hit?
Well, we were lucky because our government took decisive measures from the beginning, and they took some restrictions straight away, and that limited the cases of disease we have. So it's a low number. The death of people also. So we are very fortunate on that case, and people are trying to stay at home. Of course, some people need to work even in these circumstances. So other than that, it's okay. It's okay. As much it can be okay in that situation.
You're looking after the kids. Are you schooling the kids?
Well, let me tell you something. From 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, the kids are in school, online school. And their heads are like this. I can't believe that. And me and my wife next to them trying to, obviously my wife more than me, but we try to help them. But it's a lot of work, man, a lot of work.
So what are you doing now, mate? I mean, obviously you're now definitely retired. What's next for you?
Actually, I had my book, my autobiography in Bulgarian. So now we almost finish in English. Wesley, right. You are in it. You know that, right?
Berba, thank you. I like that, mate.
So we almost finished, and we're going to start publishing soon. So that's the thing that I was taking care of, and I had more time spending at home now to check how everything is going. And besides that, I took my A license in coaching. So next is pro license, hopefully this year at some point. And we'll see down the road what happens.
Tell us about Wes in the book. What are you nice about Wes in the book?
100%.
Of course not.
Stuart, what a silly question.
I'm telling about his first touch. Not good as mine.
I'll tell you that.
No, I'm telling how strong and powerful he was, and I hate. Can we swear here on this one?
No. Can we? We're not live. Don't worry, we'll bleep it out.
I always hate when he go to Sunderland, then I need to play against him. It was a nightmare. Him and Shazik doing a sandwich on me. Bam! And I was like, what is going on here?
We worked out how to stop you, but that was all. We had to do it.
But it's like me going against a rock. Bam! It was not pleasant.
I always remember you putting your arms up like this, thinking, "Just give it a rest, lads, man." I was just laughing.
Just give it on the ground, not in the air. What I can do, Wesley and chasing the give it in the ground.
You mentioned you might end up doing the pro license. I mean, can you see coaching and management as a future for yourself?
It's in my head, but probably it's in the head of every ex-football player, because we all think that we can be good managers, which is not true, of course. But I have my thoughts and my idea in my head. I would like to do it probably, but I would like to do it maybe in England, because I love it there. And maybe, as I said, down the line when I'm ready and prepared to do, because this is a big challenge.
How would you manage a player like you?
Well, it's not going to be easy, but as we grow old and everybody is developing, learning new things. So Wes can say better than me that when you've been in charge under Sir Alex, you saw how he can communicate with everybody differently. So for me, this is the most important, to know how to speak with each and every player individually, because everybody is different.
So would you learn? So you would put some of the things into your management that you learned from him, and I guess other managers in your career.
Yeah, and if you know your players, you will know how to speak with them, because everybody is motivated by different things. You know, somebody needs to be, come here, Sam, you know, give him a couple of motivating words. Other maybe react to a different slap in the head, for example. You know, different kind of things that you know how to keep the spirits high. And even if the guy is not playing, he can still feel part of the team, because when he goes on the pitch after that, you want him to play well, not to be like, what the f***, I'm not playing, I don't want to be a sub. And that was the one of the reasons Sir Alex was so good, because he can explain to you, well, son, you're not going to play next time. But he was explaining to you that you can understand, you know you know that you're not going to play, but you accept it in a way that he's manipulate you in a way, you know, and you're going home with a smile on your face, and you're not like, well, why I'm not playing, you know, which was very interesting for me. And I would like to, you know, get in the psychology of this kind with the players.
Guys, would you go with that? That was Sir Alex's main secret, perhaps, the fact that he treated different players differently. He knew what was required. His sort of psychological way of doing things.
Yeah, I mean, what Maisie said, what Berba said at the end when he said, go into the office, you know, maybe you've not played a few games, just have a little chat with the manager. There was times when I did that and I didn't even get a word in, but I've walked out smiling, wondering what I've got in for. You know, the way he handled the players, I think, was excellent. And no matter what, you always walked out of the room knowing you were still part of the team, and that's the main thing. Ready to go if needed.
That ring a bell, Maisie?
I was one of them, Maisie, that got hit, by the way.
Yeah, it give you, that's it, yeah. Just get a clip round the head and just tell you to get on with it. But just that little clip round the head made you feel 10 feet tall. And you knew that, you know, whenever you was called on next, you'd go through a brick wall if you had to for the club. So yeah, Berba's spot on there. He is.
Danny, you were young players at the time. I suppose he would have sort of treated you differently, slightly differently. But
I think it ran through the whole club. I mean, even when you were like 10, 11 years old, he'd speak to you in a way where you'd freeze, or, you know, you'd walk in a room, but he commanded your respect. And then up to like 19, 20, 21, he knew when to be compassionate. He knew when to put the sort of foot on the accelerator. You know, like if I little haircuts and stuff that I used to get, little patterns in my head, and he would give you a clip round the head, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So, but he did it in a way where, you know, it was taken in fun, but you got what he was saying. So yeah, it runs through all the way.
I think, Berba, your 4 years at United, did you actually enjoy it? Did it live up to your expectations? And when you look back now, how would you sum it up?
Oh, it was first of all, it was the peak. How do you say that in English? It was the top of the mountain in my success, you know, because I climbed my ladder of success from Bulgaria, then Germany, and then England. And when I reached my top I was like, well, Wes was there, so I was a bit shy. And the one thing that I can change, probably if I need to go back, it was to be maybe a bit more open in a way that when you walk into a new dressing room full of champions, I was like telling to myself, yes, I made it, I'm here. But at the same time, I was thinking to myself, what the am I doing here? It's like that inferiority complex, like all these champions here, and I'm like looking around, smiling inside, but also a bit intimidated because, this big club and big players. And if I was a bit more open from the beginning, maybe it's going to be more beneficial for me. Because, for example, who can I give an example? Wesley, do you remember Anderson? He was smiling, high five everyone, he was been there for 20 years. So probably that's the one thing I would change if I have chance to go back. But other than that, to have chance to learn from the players that I played with, win some medals, score goals, and it was, as I said, the peak of the mountain for me, and that's why I work all my life to do. And in the end, I had some good times, I had some bad times, I score goals, I miss goals, which every football player will tell you going through. But to sum it up, as I said, this was the peak for me, for my personal success.
Wes, what was the reaction in the dressing room when Dimitar came and joined?
Yeah, everyone was happy. I think everyone knew the quality. Like Berba said, we just thought Berba was dead cool because he didn't say much at the beginning. I think that's right. But he was a cool guy, the way he was, the way he acted, the way he conducted himself. But anything on the pitch, he was top class, his touch especially. Some of the goals he could score. And Berba's a big lad. Berba's taller than me. But his touch and his balance is unbelievable. And I think the lad straight away respected him. And, he was there to score goals, and he did fantastic in doing it. And we all loved him. Like he said, it took a while to proper get into Berba, but he knows me now. He'd probably laugh at that. But he's explained it brilliant there the way he has. But we wasn't to know that at the time. But like I said, in training and on the pitch, world class. I
suppose you had a dressing room, Berba, when you arrived, of massive characters. I think you just won a European Cup, big characters everywhere. So even someone who was, you're an experienced player at that point. Even you, were you a bit daunted by that?
Of course, and it's come from the character of a person. So for me, it was like that. For the guy next to me, maybe it's going to be different. But for me, it was exactly like this because when you come from a small country, sometimes it is. You grow up with these kind of things, like when you go to a big country or big club, like, wow, even though you deserve to be there because you work hard through your life, you still are a bit afraid and shy to ask something, to say, how did you do that? Or how are you? Not because you don't want to, but purely because I was shy, so what do I say? And it sounds childish and funny maybe, but it was like this, sometimes I was thinking when I look back and I'm like, Berbs, you needed to be a bit more open. Maybe, that was going to be better. But it is what it is. And now, as I said before, when we grow up later in life, you realize and you see new things and you develop. And now Wes can say, when we go to do things together, I'm more open and speak than before, I think. And when you know someone really well, his how do you say, his plus size and minus size, his cons and pros, you have good understanding with him. Will be like, well, he is like this. It's not impersonal. Just his characters, But as I said, one thing, if I get changed, to be more open in the beginning.
When that first season you were there, 2008, 2009, Ronaldo, Rooney, Tevez, and yourself, that was a brilliant team. Have you ever played in a better team than that? That was an outstanding, probably one of United's best ever teams.
No, not, as I said, not better team, because that was the top for me. That was the players. I mean, the players around me were giants in a way of playing football. And as I said, at times can be intimidating. And if you cannot hold your ground in trainings or in the dressing room, then that's not a good thing. You need to know how to keep your ground, defend for yourself if someone is challenging you in the training ground or in the trainings. You know, sometimes Wesley is going to kick me around. What the f***, Wes? You know, you need to know how to behave. Oh, Vida was kicking everybody around, you know, and he was standing his ground. I don't care who you are. You come here, you get kicked. And I don't want to play against him because I was like, brate, can you be more easy here? No chance, you know, hard. But I mean, it was a great time. It was a great time. The top, yeah.
Let's open this up to the panel. You got some questions for Berba?
Berba, morning.
Go on, Ben.
Sometimes you don't appreciate just how good players are until you actually play with them. Have you ever experienced that? Not just at Manchester United, but anywhere you've been?
Yeah. Then when you look, actually, sometimes you don't experience and you don't appreciate everything until the moment it's finished. You know, like I'm in Manchester United and the top. I enjoy it, but then it flies like this. You guys, you know how it is. It flies like this. And sometimes I was like, I was at the greatest place in the, sorry. And you know, it was unbelievable, but it's like, because you are into the moment, you don't fully appreciate everything. When you're out of it, then you're like, whoa, it was great. It was great. And this player was unbelievable. But because you're fully concentrated on yourself, like a player in development, you focus on yourself, on your own development. And when you go to a team, like people ask me, Wes, do you remember how Pogba was coming to train with us? You remember that?
Yeah.
And people were asking me, did you believe he's going to become one of the best in the world? And I'm like, I'm not going to lie and say, yes, I was so focused on him. You know, I was focused on my own development. And he was training with us, and I see how good he was. And, you know, I hope that he can become one of the best as he is. But I focused on my own development because I wanted to be also one of the best in my position, you know. And sometimes you are not looking to other people, you look to yourself because you want to upgrade and improve yourself. Look at this. Sorry, guys.
There you go. That's all right. Enjoy it.
It's getting crazy.
Dan?
Yeah, Berba, so who was your idol growing up? You had one striker you could look at when you were growing up. Who would it be?
I had two.
Yeah.
I had two. One of it, I have his shirt here. You see that shirt? Yeah. One was Van Basten.
Awesome.
One was Van Basten because, I mean, he was unbelievable for me. Yeah. And I cry when he finished playing football at 29. I remember that, you know, because he was injured. And the other one, I said before, it was Alan Shearer because he was smashing goals from everywhere. And, you know, this was my two favorite players when I was growing up. And, you know, when you grow up and then you see other players, of course, the modern one, the one that I used to play against him, that was number one for me, it was the Ronaldo, the El Fenomeno. Ronaldo, which was, he was something else. He was something else.
Yeah, that's come up a lot with people, whether he played for or against him. Mikel Silvestri said it the other day. He played with him at Inter, and it's come up again. He's like the theme of everybody. It shows how good he was, doesn't it?
He was different planet, and actually because I never wanted to change shirts when I used to play, purely because I wasn't this type of player. But the one shirt I wanted and I get was when I play with Leverkusen against Real Madrid at Bernabeu, and I wanted his shirt. But again, I was so shy to go and ask him. I made one of my teammates, Juan, who was Brazilian, to go and get it for me because I was so shy. I don't even want to know what to say, you know. So he gave it to me.
Brilliant.
Berba, you scored unbelievable goals for Man United, but would you prefer to set somebody up and score a goal?
Well, actually, if I'm to be 100% honest, if I can go past three players and then give it to someone just to make a tap in, I'll do it every time. I prefer that.
Rather than score an unbelievable goal?
rather score, honestly, because I will know that I've done the hard thing, the hard job, and that goal will be as much mine as to the other player.
And how close was you joining Man City?
In my mind, it was never, because in that time, for me, it was about, as I said many times, reaching my personal top, and that was Man United in that time. And when you see the shirt, the red shirt, the badges, the history, the players, the managers, I mean, you fell in love immediately. And then when obviously I tell the story many times, when my agent say we have that interest from Man City, but I say, man, please, you know where I want to go, just one way.
What I'm interested in what your view of United at the moment is, and particularly the strike force. Rashford, Anthony Martial. You remember you played with at Monaco, I believe. I seem to remember. How do you think he's developed? And did you ever speak to him about United?
Well, I think I said that story many times when I go to Monaco and I see all these talented players: Martial, Fabinho, James Rodriguez. Falcao was there as well. And first or second training, I'm 33 at the moment, and these young players are flying past me, and I'm like, what is going on here? And you can see talent straight away. If you know where to look, you can see talent straight away. And I saw Martial, and he had everything: speed, tricks, power, stability, balance, The only thing he didn't have was that confidence that he can beat someone. So Wes can tell you that in training session I used to play in defender sometimes, because I enjoy playing that in training sessions. And when I was in Monaco in 5-a-side training session, I go to defend, and he was coming at me full speed. But there is that moment in football where young players, if they face off one-on-one against someone more experienced, that can play on their mind. So he was thinking that I can easily get the ball from him because I was more experienced, but that wasn't the case. So I was like, I took the ball from him, but after training, I was telling him, Anto, you're so fast and quick. You can go past me like that. Don't think it too much. Just go past me, because you're so incredibly fast and talented. And, the way to see how he go to Manchester after that and develop, for me, I love him. I like playing him, to watch him play, to score goals, because he's a different player. He's a different player, imagination high. I like him and Marcus Rashford a lot. That's why I said many times I would like to see them play more and more and more, because they are so young. The future is ahead of him. And the funny thing is that before Manchester bought him, Jim Lowe gave me a call, the head scout from Manchester, Wesley, yeah? And he's like, Berbs, we are watching that young boy from Monaco, Martial. What do you think? And I'm like, he's unbelievable. He just needs some guidance, to someone to give him the right direction. And Manchester took him after that, but I still wait for my commission. Tell Jim that.
Berba, did you leave too soon? We spoke to Andy Cole yesterday, who said in the end he felt he left too soon. He shouldn't have left. Did you leave too soon in 2012?
Yep, I did. The truth is, you don't want to leave. Everybody who played for United, you don't want to leave in the end. But when you love football, when you really love football and you want to play it, you need to take difficult decisions. And in that moment, I didn't play as much as I wanted to. We had too many strikers. And then I can easily stay one more year maybe and just play from time to time and just do nothing. Just think that I'm part of the team. But that wasn't me. I wanted to play. I wanted to feel alive, to play football, how it is, to score goals, to do what I love, and not just sit around and do nothing.
Listen, mate, thanks so much for sparing the time this morning. We really appreciate it. By the way, I just want to ask, how do you want to be remembered as a footballer, by the way? Do you care? But how would you like to be remembered?
Well, I will send each and every one of you my book in English so you can understand. what I say inside, because this is where I am truly myself. Because as I said in the beginning, I was a bit shy, so people didn't get that fully understanding who I am as a person, which is normal, of course. But remember, as the guy who just, I did it my way. I did it my way. The way I play football, the way I understand football, the goals I scored. This was all my way.
Certainly did that, mate. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's really great to see you. Thank you very much indeed, Dimitar.
Guys, thank you very much.
Cheers, Berba.
See you later. See you later.
The great Dimitar Berbatov joining us on the MUTV group chat. We've got a hat-trick of strikers this week. Louis Saha joining us tomorrow. So Andy Cole, Dimitar Berbatov, Louis Saha. Not a bad strike force there. MUTV@manunited.co.uk if you want to ask a question or get involved at all. Guys, thanks for that. Good fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.